Okay.
All right, can you finish that up?
Everybody's really happy to see somebody come and work on the boat instead of being rotten away.
Personally, I'm sad to see the Genevieve leave Killarney because it's part of Killarney heritage, and the community appreciate the craftsmen of the boat builders in this community over the years.
People here have just been really great to us, really. I mean, we've had a lot of help and we've had a lot of encouragement, and everybody here is just excited to see that boats are going to get used and are getting taken care of, and going to have a, continue on in life, because these boats were sitting here rotten until we came along to get them.
And it's going to end up in the garbage. That's what was going to happen. But everybody was amazed at the work they're doing.
And I was concerned that people in Killarney would feel like I'm some American coming in stealing a piece of Killarney history, but people are really happy to see that these boats are going to have a new life and that they're going to be taken care of, and that's what it's about, these great old boats like this. This boat actually was a month away from getting chopped up and getting sent up to the dump there. Laurier was ready to get rid of it, and we came along at the right time, and it's beautiful, and it's not really going to take us that much to get her in, so. I knew there was some rot in the boat, but I had no idea that there was that it was as extensive as it is. I mean, we poked around in the boat a number of times and knew that there was some rot back here, but it extended further up into the hull than we thought it was going to.
Because once they're jacked up like that, they all go out of shape, right? And the planks started warping and letting go, and then they started rust, they had not painted it. You got to have them back in the water every year or you're in trouble.
You're never done with a wooden boat. You've been at it long enough, you know that. Everybody in town, I think, has had them that owned a boat. You're just never done with them. Not a wooden boat anyway.
Not the first time.
So is that normal, you think? Is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I had a little wooden boat, and it was too much repairs, so I got a fiberglass one.
We've had a couple watchwords for this whole project. One is surface area. A 45-foot boat down the way that we had to do all the painting and scraping and caulking and sanding and everything else. My God. And then this boat's 40 feet, so it's not a whole lot less surface area. This boat's never actually been christened with a name on it. This boat was built in 1936 by Reg Lowe.
He was a true craftsman. He would put something together, and if it didn't fit right, I watched him one time. He pulled the boat back out of the water because it had a leak, and he took the boat apart and he put it all back together and refitted it so that when the boat went back in the water, there was no water came in.
Just a remarkable man, just had a feel for it. He'd build a half model and then scale it off and build these things right here in Killarney.
How he got into woodworking, I think, was he used to make all of the toys, the sleighs, the toboggans, and he would make all of the things that his parents needed for fishing, and started by building the boat, the Frisbee being the first major project that he really had and completed.
Built over 50 boats in his career, built boats for the Ontario Provincial Police, built boats for Toronto Port Authority, built a whole bunch of work boats in this town. There was 7 fish operations here.
He developed all his plans for the boats. He would then take those plans and he would build a scale model, and from the scale model he would take those and lay them out onto the floor of his shop, and he would then lay the keel and then start building all of the ribbing and all of the interior structure of the boat from that.
I mean, this boat is 68 years old. This boat was built in 1936. You know, before the World War II, it was a Great Depression in the States, and this guy's up here building this beautiful boat.
Reg also built a lot of work boats, and the Genevieve was one of those work boats that he built for his brother. And He built it because he needed, the fishing business was growing and they needed more boats, so he built a power boat for Peter. And that's how the Genevieve came to be.
Then there was a lot of competition among them. See, Charlie Lowe had the Whistle Wing, and that was a fast boat, see? And probably no doubt they built that for speed. They did. And Pete's boat could ramble. That Genevieve, I don't know what, do you ever tell you or anybody ever say what it would run?
Yeah, Loretta says it'll go over 20 knots.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that a bit. And then Basil Rocky had a boat they called the Black Boat. It used to run like hell too, you know. Oh yeah, it didn't move. Basil always open for a race at any time. Whether it's over the ice with a truck or a boat or a team of horses.
This boat was actually a registered tug in Canada, and so she can pull a house over if needed to. Plenty of low-end power there, but with the hull shape the way it is, real flat run aft and stuff, she's really made to get up and go as well. So. And starboard engine gauges, you got oil pressure, you got a voltmeter, tell you that the batteries are getting charged, got a tachometer, tells us how fast the engines are running, and then water temp, just to make sure nothing's overheating. And then shifter levers for port and starboard, these big old cast bronze handles, it's just cool. So there's forward right there, and then you just pull them on in for reverse, and same thing on the other one. Original props, as far as I know.
Colors, yeah.
Yep. Wheels, they like to call them around here. Yeah, about a 26-inch prop, and even just turning about 2,500 RPM with these old Chrysler Crowns, she'll do over 20 knots, from what I've heard. You know, can't wait to experience that myself.
Well, it started as a Hudson Bay post, trading post. Old Ellen Roger settled here after the War of 1812 with the States. He ended up here. But they probably started farming here and then fishing. And the big thing was fishing. Everybody fished, I think. And lumber in the wintertime. Fishing and lumbering. $30 a month was big money. I remember my father in the logging camp, that's what they got, $30 a month, daylight till dark. Yeah, she was a different world then. See you, Joe.
I'm happy to see that there is someone that is taking this pride and care of the boats that my father built. This was his life.
And everyone tells me, said Pete would just be so happy to see what you guys have done with this boat, and that makes us feel really good to know that, you know, he's shining on the whole thing, and we've had some help from him along the way here, I think.